Well, god damn it, we have to talk about Hollywood again. But at least this time it's not for political reasons. Or it wasn't. But by the end of this script, I unavoidably had to go there. So first, we have to address the Oscars' new popular film category, which it just created this year, which is a category specifically designed for popular movies, which is good. Popular movies are the backbone of the entertainment industry, and all they ever get in return is snobbery and a down-the-nose glance by people working at Trader Joe's who somehow think they're the last word on movie quality. Movie snobs are the most pretentious group of people I have ever had the utter misfortune of acknowledging their existence. My favorite movie is Citizen Kane. Pick another one, you walking time capsule of bullshit. We live in this century. If you only like films where every actor talks like this, and every actress sounds like this, and you can hear the constant static in the background like some lo-fi garage band project, you need to know that nobody is impressed by that. But that's just with old movies. The attitude prevails in the modern times when the only movies you think are worth watching are ones about marginalized identities that inject straight white guilt directly into your thigh like a shot of adrenaline because you're addicted to feeling personally responsible for global suffering. Part of me thinks people with white guilt are more masochistic than empathetic. They don't actually want things to change, they just want to feel bad every day that they don't, and then they get to feel like a good guy who's so depressed about the state of the world. So they get their fix from movies like Moonlight and Get Out, although Get Out isn't even really about actual racism, and that was a super good movie besides. But you've got all these Oscar bait movies that are built from the ground up to guilt people into giving them awards, and then people have a problem with a new category that gives other movies a chance? People are saying the category was created so Black Panther could win an award. What baffles me is those same people who say that like it's a bad thing and would want Black Panther to just get Best Picture outright are the same people who historically hate action movies, because the Best Picture category historically hates action movies. War movies are different from action movies because war movies are all about patriotism and serving your country, which is just as much Oscar bait as anything else. Not that they aren't good a lot of the time, but it's a lot easier for them to be good because of what they're working with. By the way, no Marvel movie has ever won Best Picture, and Black Panther is not the best Marvel movie. If you have a problem with that assessment, you can take it up with the first Iron Man, the first Avengers, and the first Deadpool. I haven't seen Infinity War yet, or either of the Ant-Man movies, so I reserve judgment on them. Movies like Black Panther should be able to win Best Picture, but they don't. Although in this climate, it's got a much better shot than any other films of its kind, that's just a fact, but the introduction of the Best Popular Film category does make it seem like it'll win that instead, which, as a category that will hopefully exist for years to come, you should take that as a victory that a movie like Black Panther would be the first ever to win it. I'll be honest though, I hope The Equalizer 2 is as good as I hope it's gonna be and swoops in and steals it, then you'll have Black Panther getting snubbed by another action movie starring Denzel Washington, and you won't even know who to direct your anger to. The first Equalizer was amazing, and nobody talks about that movie, which is a shame. But the point of the Best Popular Film category isn't just to be a consolation prize for Black Panther, it's to be a consolation prize for otherwise snubbed films across the board. This idea that popular movies aren't good comes from an elitist bullshit mindset that thinks we're all inherently dumb creatures who just like big explosions and out-of-place one-liners. And we are. And we do. And it's perfectly fine. You don't get to separate yourself from that. You try so hard to act like you're too cool for what the majority of us are allowing to bring joy into our lives because you have no other possible way to carve out a unique identity for yourself. You're so afraid of being just another face in the crowd that you avoid the crowds altogether and only go where other like-minded pretentious hacks with low self-esteem tell you to go. You're a conformist to the minority, which is still a conformist, just a lonelier one, with a more toxic community to exacerbate all your most negative attributes. Art is to be appreciated at every level, not just the highest of highs, and if you won't even consider popular movies as art to begin with, you've got a real heightened sense of importance and clout you don't deserve in the slightest, as if you get to decide what is and isn't art. People treat their snobbery as an identity, and as we all know, when something threatens a person's identity, they attack mercilessly with claws and fangs on full display. Saturday Night Live's Colin, Jost, and Michael Che were recently interviewed since they're hosting the Emmys this year, and were asked if they ever liked awards shows in general, to which Colin said they shouldn't be taken so seriously, and that good fun movies, that are often passed over in favor of good artsy movies, should get more of a shot than they usually do. In response to that bold racist and sexist statement coming from a place of supreme white privilege and a lack of empathy for minorities, people got very upset and accused him of all of those things, because whenever you think people can't legitimize minimize more ridiculous takes, they spectacularly subvert your expectations. I truly do not understand the idea that the best popular film category is meant to squash movies about minority struggles when movies about minority struggles routinely get Oscar treatment despite being financially unpopular. Moonlight was the second lowest grossing Oscar-winning picture of all time, coming in only ahead of The Hurt Locker from 2007. Moonlight won Best Picture, but it never would have won Best Popular Film. 12 Years a Slave could have won a Best Popular Film category back in the day because a ton of people went to see it. Same with Get Out, Straight Outta Compton, Lee Daniels' The Butler, and tons of other examples. The idea that adding a category somehow subtracts opportunities from minorities is bad math. The people who came up with it sure didn't take AP Calculus, or Algebra 2, or first grade. If nothing else, this will bring Colin, Jost, and Scarlett Johansson, who were dating, closer together, because now they've both been the catalysts of pointless controversy. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.